It started in the dim silence of the school bathroom, the one place where teachers rarely stepped, where secrets were whispered and cruelty roamed freely. Tessa Jameson, 15 years old and a 10th grader at West Creek High, had always walked softly through life. She was the quiet girl, the one who never raised her hand, who wore neatly ironed clothes and kept her books in perfect order. Her soft brown eyes rarely met anyone's gaze, and her voice was more of a murmur than a sound. She had mastered the art of being invisible, believing that silence was safer than being seen. But on that cold Tuesday morning, invisibility failed her. The bullies cornered her in the girls' bathroom. Cassie, the queen bee of the school with her perfectly curled hair and venom-coated charm, led the pack. Brooke, Lexi, and Tara flanked her like bodyguards, each one hungry for the thrill of breaking someone else just to feel more powerful. Tessa had been on their radar for weeks, tripped in the hallway, books knocked from her arms, whispered taunts behind her back, but this was different. This wasn't mockery. This was a calculated attack. "You think you're better than us, mouse girl?" Cassie sneered as she shoved Tessa against a stall. Tessa's heart pounded in her chest, her breath caught in her throat. She tried to slide past them, eyes lowered, but Lexi blocked the door and twisted the lock shut. Brooke grabbed her backpack and dumped its contents into the sink, while Tara filmed it with her phone, giggling as though they were playing some harmless game. Then came the worst part. Cassie leaned close and hissed, "Drink from the toilet." Tessa froze. What?" she stammered. "You heard me," Cassie spat. "Or we post everything. I found your file, freak. You want the whole school knowing your mom overdosed in front of you? That you bounce around from home to home like a stray dog?" Time stopped. The bathroom seemed to shrink. Tessa's chest tightened with every word. The painful memories she worked so hard to bury were now weapons in Cassie's hands. Her knees felt weak, her fingers cold. She could feel her body giving in, not because she was afraid of a video, but because she had spent so long being silent, she had forgotten what it felt like to fight. Tessa slowly walked toward the toilet. Their laughter echoed behind her like static. She knelt beside it, staring at the murky water. Her reflection shimmered on the surface, broken, small, ashamed. But as she leaned in, something shifted inside her. She didn't know where the strength came from. Maybe it was the years of pain, the nights spent crying alone, the dreams of being loved, or maybe it was just the realization that she had nothing left to lose. She stood. Calmly. Slowly. And turned to face them. "You think I'm weak," she said softly. "But this? This isn't weakness. It's mercy. And I'm done giving it." Her voice didn't shake. It was quiet, but powerful. The girls blinked, confused. And Tessa walked straight out of the bathroom, past them, her spine straight and her head high. No one followed her. What happened next was beyond anything she expected. That afternoon, a video surfaced, not of Tessa, but of the bullies. Someone had been in the last stall, a freshman too scared to speak up, but brave enough to hit record. She turned the video over to the school counselor, and by lunchtime, the entire school had seen it. The response was immediate. Principal Darnell suspended all 4 girls. Cassie was removed from the cheer team, Lexi lost her scholarship recommendation, and parents flooded the school with outrage. For the first time, Tessa wasn't alone. She was called into the principal's office the next morning. She expected punishment, maybe questions, maybe more humiliation. But instead, Principal Darnell looked her in the eyes, gently placed a hand on her shoulder, and said, "I had no idea. I'm so sorry this happened to you." Tessa didn't cry. She simply nodded. Something inside her had changed. The world that once seemed like a trap now seemed possible. A week later, the school held an assembly on bullying. And to everyone's surprise, Tessa was invited to speak. She didn't want to. Her hands trembled at the thought of standing on stage in front of hundreds. But when she remembered the girl in the stall who had helped her, and the others who might be suffering in silence like she once did, she said yes. On stage, microphone in hand, she took a deep breath and said, "You all saw what happened to me. But I'm not the only one. There are others. This happens every day. And we stay quiet because we think silence protects us. But it doesn't. Speaking up does. Her voice, though soft, carried through the auditorium. Kindness isn't weakness. And standing up for yourself, or for someone else, takes more courage than bullying ever will. The auditorium was silent. Then, slowly, the applause began, soft at first, then thunderous. Even the teachers stood. Tessa became a voice for change. She joined the school's peer support team, started a kindness initiative, and even volunteered at a local youth shelter. Not because she wanted praise, but because she remembered the pain of being invisible, and she never wanted anyone else to feel that again. Cassie never returned to West Creek. Word was she'd transferred out of state. But now, it wasn't Tessa who walked the halls with her head down, it was the bullies, their power shattered by the very girl they thought they had broken. Tessa still had hard days. Healing isn't instant. But she no longer walked alone. She had found her voice, and in doing so, she helped others find theirs. She was proof that strength isn't loud, and that even the quietest person can spark a revolution of kindness. Because in a world where cruelty seems easy, choosing compassion is the bravest thing you can do.